A motorcyclist got the scare of a lifetime after he got face to face with a herd of giant, aggressive bison. At the beginning of the clip, a man can be seen recording a bison and its calf being infatuated by and sniffing their car. After a while, a man on a motorcycle can be seen approaching the area slowly and eventually stops, so as not to anger or startle the herd. Males are generally more aggressive than female bison, but in this case, where the female is nursing, things can get out of hand quickly. After the encounter, the man recording and the motorcyclist quickly drove off. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you approached a gigantic bison and asked if you could ride it? The encounter starts off with a man spotting a bison laying down when he decides to approach it slowly and starts explaining to the animal that he is a friend.
Hi. I'm your friend. Hi.
After a while, he then starts to walk towards its back, placing himself in a very dangerous situation if the bull decides to kick him.
Can I ride you? I just want to pet you. Can I pet you? Can I pet you?
Fortunately for him, he leaves it alone before it decides to teach him a lesson. A peaceful campsite in Yellowstone campgrounds was quickly turned into a place of disaster after a new and unexpected camper joined in on the fun. This clip shows a man walking back to his camp when all of a sudden the camera reveals something waiting menacingly for him. Despite seeing the large bison, the man, with his friends following closely behind him, continue to walk towards their spot slowly. Bison are confident and tough animals that react to perceived threats aggressively, so it comes as no surprise when it decides to do this. Thankfully, the bison only bluff charges and leaves right after the incident. This terrifying clip begins with a group following and recording an aggressive bison walking around in the middle of a high-traffic snowmobile trail. As they continue to follow and record it, several snowmobiles slowly approach the area, angering and scaring the mammal.
They got 2 more there. They better hurry up. They got a lot more.
Yes.
Moments later, another group of people on snowmobiles approach the animal slowly, which gets its attention, leading to this happening.
No, oh no. Oh no.
Oh, baby.
Thankfully, the large animal was only bluffing, and no one was hurt. A bunch of people in Yellowstone got to see a bison's true power after an incident involving a minivan and a bison stuck in traffic together. This clip begins by showing a road in Yellowstone being used by a herd of large bison, stopping all the traffic. Not a few seconds after the clip begins, a minivan gets too close for comfort, which makes one of the animals angry.
He's not happy.
Oh, there's another bull.
Oh,
he hit it.
Didn't he?
Yes, he hit it.
The car's exterior proves to be inferior to the bison's muscular head and neck, after we get to see the damage when the car drives off.
Right into the side of it.
You should see it. I'm getting video, Dan.
Patrick's videotaping it. Oh, it tore the bumper off. Look at.
Fortunately, everyone is safe, including the driver, and no one gets seriously injured. A family got more than they expected after their supposed safe bison sightseeing tour led them to being the center of attention. The video starts off by showing a man recording a bison poking its head inside their Jeep while they laugh nervously.
It's okay. Okay. He got some. Where's my phone?
Rubbing his gribbly old face against me.
Dad, where's
Here. Well, I don't
a
have
little bit?
it. You can't even get it.
At first, the animal is only interested in the driver, but after a while, the bull pokes its head further inside and does something shocking.
Oh my God!
Get me! No!
They then proceed to drive off slowly, hoping to not get the attention of the remaining bison in the herd. What was supposed to be a fun and relaxing snowmobile tour speedily got out of hand after the group encountered a herd of aggressive bison. The video begins with a group of tourists stopping to take pictures and videos of the large bison they encountered during their snowmobile tour. These herbivores can run up to 35 miles per hour despite being large animals, so everyone gets a terrifying realization after the herd gets a little too excited. The group, shook up from the encounter, suddenly gets another scare when they see a bull charging straight towards them.
How cool is that? How cool is that?
Fortunately, the approaching bull does not pay any attention to them, and everyone is safe. A campsite in Yellowstone National Park instantly became both the site of attraction and horror after a large herd of bison decided to pass through it. The start of the video shows a large herd of bison walking past a campsite while people go out of their tents and cars to witness the dangerous spectacle.
Bison decided to get a little closer.
I don't want to be standing here.
We think that one's the granddaddy.
The deep rumbles of the bison can be heard as the people surprisingly remain calm enough to stay outside, even when one of the animals growls at the man recording.
Maybe it's that one.
Thankfully, despite the tension, the herd manages to pass through peacefully. The beginning of this clip shows a group of tourists slowly approaching an enormous bison peacefully grazing on grass in Yellowstone National Park.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Eventually, the animal seems to be getting agitated, so some of the tourists try to evacuate the area, but that only makes the beast angrier. Fortunately, the herbivore stops and leaves the group alone in the end. A bike ride was suddenly stopped after a herd of bison decided to check on the road to see what the commotion was all about. In the beginning of the clip, bikers can be seen trying to pass by a stressed-out bison one by one in order to avoid triggering it further. At first, the bikers successfully pass by without harm, but as more of them try to pass through, they really get on the animal's nerves. After a while, the bull goes back to the side of the road, giving one rider a chance to go. But just as he was about to do so, this happens. Fortunately, the bison missed by an inch, and he remains unharmed. A supposedly safe trip to Yellowstone Park was immediately ruined after a group of tourists thought it would be fun to provoke and throw sticks at a gigantic bison. In the beginning of the clip, a woman holding the camera can be seen recording a bison walking around the area, which interests her and so makes her walk towards it.
Okay, so we're in the park, and there's a buffalo, and he's just wandering across the road, taking his sweet time.
The animal decides to maintain distance and walks away, which further gives the group confidence to go down a small hill to get a closer view.
There's Donald, running for the buffalo. He always runs for the bull.
The bull then gives the group warning signs, which fall onto deaf ears after one of them throws a stick at the animal, making it furious. After throwing the stick at it, it starts flailing around angrily, and as the group realizes what they have done, it is already too late. After the shocking event, the clip then cuts to an interview with the woman who was recording, where she discusses her experience.
I could hear him over me, stomping and snorting, and I just knew. I knew at that second that that was it. You know, I just thought that was my last moments. I thought, this is going to be my last moment.
The fact that she is still alive after that is nothing short of a miracle. A family was left stunned after they got a surprise guest visit from a giant bison that roamed around their home. This next encounter shows a lady recording her living room, when suddenly something extremely terrifying comes out of the other room.
Hello, wild thing. Hello. Hi, baby boy.
Being the largest mammal in North America, the animal towers over everything in the house, and even almost reaches the ceiling.
Don't get back here. Don't get back here. Do not get back here. Don't get back here. Thank you. Thank you.
Luckily, the bison leaves the house without harming anyone or breaking anything. This intense and suspenseful clip begins by showing a recording of an enormous bison running towards a parked car along the side of the road. The large animal can be seen running straight for the car without stopping even once, even though there seems to be no reason for it to be angry. After moments of suspenseful waiting for the bull to get close, it becomes clear that this is no bluff charge, and what happens next is terrifying.
Holy crap! Oh my God!
Later images reveal how damaged the car was from that impact, but luckily neither of them were seriously harmed. A large group of tourists in Yellowstone National Park were taught an important lesson after some of them got too close to a large bison. Yellowstone National Park is the only place in the U.S. where bison have continuously lived since prehistoric times, so people often go there to witness them. Naturally, people around the area keep taking pictures and videos of it up close, which annoys the animal, making it do this. The tourists near the encounter manage to run away from the charge in time and decide to keep their distance after what happened.
He's just right off the road.
Thankfully, the park officers controlled the situation before it escalated. A family that was camping in Yellowstone got to meet a terrifying local up close after they failed to stop their dog from barking. This terrifying clip opens with a man telling his son to control their dog's barking in hopes of not angering the bisons staring at them from a distance.
Terry, stop! Stop! Terry, stop! Jim, control him! Terry, stop!
They fail to control their dog, which makes the bison walk up to their camp as they watch, trying to remain calm.
Jim, Terry, it's coming! Oh my gosh.
Luckily for the family, the buffalo has its tail down throughout the encounter, signifying a calm and docile nature instead of an aggressive mood. The animal eventually leaves after a while, leaving them unharmed. An uneventful road trip was instantly turned interesting thanks to a large herd of bison that stampeded onto the road and blocked all traffic. Here, tourist Robert Warrington can be seen recording a herd of bison stampeding the road while the cars wait for the chaos to end.
Oh, we got insurance.
Moments later, even more members of the herd join in, which makes the road even more cluttered, causing the inevitable to happen.
That wasn't good.
Thankfully, their car took the impact well, and they remained safe inside until things calmed down. A family of tourists got more than what they came for after they see something unexpected happen during their wildlife feeding trip. The video opens by showing their car approaching a Texas longhorn and stopping in front to feed it.
That's a Texas longhorn.
How do you know?
Because the way they go out straight out from his head, the Watusis curve up.
While feeding the cow, an enormous bison can be seen watching and observing them from the trees. Despite being nearsighted, the bison knows well enough about what is going on and decides to join in on the fun.
I don't know about that.
Oh, he's gonna ram him in the butt. He got up ahead of steam and ran into him.
After being charged by the bison, the Texas longhorn gets out of the way and leaves the spot, hoping to not anger the bull more. Thankfully, no one, including the family, gets seriously injured, and they continue feeding the animals.